How do you know if the gut's working right? Let me give you a story of a man that came to our health retreat with his wife. He was 68, his wife was 67. I said, what is your reason for coming to our retreat? He said, I'm here to accompany my wife. I said, right. I said, how many bowel movements do you average a day? Because I did a health assessment on him. He said 6. I said, oh, that's a lot. He said, yes, I've got irritable bowel. I said, oh, are you on medication? Yes. And he listed the anti-inflammatories and the cortisones. He said, yes, recently the doctor said I can do no more for you. I said, oh. And then I looked at what he ate. He loved bread, he loved meat, he loved dairy, and he loved sugar, and he loved a couple of scotches every night. You see, when you're healing an irritated gut, this is what you've got to do. Number 1, stop all the irritants. What are the irritants? Wheat, dairy, in fact, all the things he was having. Refined sugar, alcohol. All of these foods are like kerosene to a fire to an irritated gut. And he was having lots of them. Number 2, probiotic. Probiotic is for life. And that cortisone that he was on, it can break down that gut flora. The very thing he was taking to supposedly heal him, it wasn't at all. All it does is stop the gut being inflamed. And on all that medication, he's going 6 times a day. And number 3, there is a herb called slippery elm. And slippery elm coats, soothes and heals the lining of the gut. Psalm 104 verse 14, the Bible says, God gave herbs for the service of man. Slippery elm is a remarkable herb. It not only gives form to the stool, it coats, soothes and lines the gut, and it contains a growth stimulant, so it can stimulate rapid healing in the lining of the gut. I said, can I try some things on you? He said, certainly. Now, we don't serve any wheat or dairy or refined sugar or alcohol at our health retreat. You've probably noticed. I gave him slippery elm 4 times a day, morning, noon, 6 p.m. and 9 p.m. at night. And I gave him a double dose of probiotic. You see, he told me he walks by the beach every morning, and where he walks, there are 4 restrooms on his walk. He's got to, because he's got to keep going in. So in his 1-hour walk every morning, he's got to do 4 stops. First 2 days of the program, he's on juices, so I'm watching him closely. I said, how many times are you going? He said, 5, that's 1 less, on juices. You see, the slippery elm gives form, it coats and soothes. The second day, he was very happy. He said, I only had to stop 3 times on my morning walk this morning. And he's going 4 times. He's dropping 1 movement a day. Fantastic. And it's becoming formed. Wednesday, eating food was much better. I said to him, I believe you can stop your anti-inflammatories and halve your cortisone. He was not interested in doing that on day 1, but because of the results he was getting, he became interested. By Friday, he's going 3 times a day. That's exciting. And formed. The bleeding from the bowel had stopped. The cramping had stopped. This is on medication, all that was happening. On Sunday morning, he came running up to me very excited. He said, I just went on my morning walk and didn't go. This man's been dealing with this for 30 years. How long was he at our health retreat? 1 week. He's not healed, but he's getting a long way toward.
Maintaining a healthy gut can seem like a daunting challenge, especially for older adults who frequently suffer from digestive issues. But doctor, Barbara O'Neill reveals that it can be achieved simply and completely naturally, without the need for medications or complex treatments. She teaches that the gut is the cornerstone of human health, and when properly cared for, becomes the foundation for vitality, strength, and longevity. Instead of resorting to medications to silence symptoms, Barbara O'Neill encourages people to observe their diet and daily habits, as these are the true factors that make or break gut health. She explains that food is both the most powerful medicine for the digestive system and its most common poison. Processed foods, which make up a large part of the modern diet, are one of the biggest threats to gut health. Barbara O'Neill warns that items like refined sugars, alcohol, dairy, wheat, and bread may seem like harmless staples, but in reality, they damage the gut lining, causing irritation and feeding harmful bacteria. These foods lead to inflammation and imbalance, and over time, contribute to serious conditions like irritable bowel syndrome, autoimmune diseases, chronic fatigue, and even depression due to the close connection between the gut and the brain. Sugar is one of the most harmful ingredients for digestive health, as it encourages the growth of yeast and harmful bacteria in the gut, crowding out beneficial microbes. Alcohol also irritates the intestinal lining and weakens the digestive system. Wheat and processed breads are difficult for many people to digest and can contribute to bloating, discomfort, and inflammation. Dairy products are also problematic, as many adults lack the enzymes necessary to properly digest lactose, leading to gas, stomach pain, and slow digestion. Barbara O'Neill points out that while these foods may provide temporary satisfaction, their long-term effects are harmful and silent, eroding gut health. In contrast, Dr. Barbara O'Neill recommends replacing these harmful foods with nourishing natural options that heal and strengthen the gut. One of her most important suggestions is to include probiotics in your diet. Probiotics are live, beneficial bacteria that restore balance to the gut microbiome. They improve digestion, aid nutrient absorption, protect against harmful pathogens, and even improve mood due to the brain-gut connection. Probiotic-rich foods like sauerkraut, kimchi, miso, kefir, and plain yogurt are not only easy to include in your daily meals, but also powerful in repopulating the gut with healthy bacteria that work in harmony with the body. Unlike synthetic pills, which can lose their potency, fermented foods provide live cultures that continue to work in the digestive tract. Dr. Barbara O'Neill also recommends the healing power of slippery elm, an ancient herbal remedy used for generations to soothe and protect the stomach and intestines. When mixed with water, slippery elm produces a mucilaginous gel that coats the lining of the digestive tract, forming a protective barrier against irritation and inflammation. This makes it especially valuable for people suffering from ulcers, reflux, inflammatory bowel disease, or sensitive stomachs. By soothing the digestive tract, slippery elm allows the body to heal itself and improves the absorption of nutrients from food, ensuring that the energy and vitality of meals are properly distributed to all cells. She emphasizes that good gut health isn't just about preventing stomach pain or indigestion, but also about building a strong immune system, which stimulates energy-balancing hormones and protects the brain. The gut is often called the second brain because of the vast network of nerves that connect digestion to mental health. A sick gut can contribute to anxiety, depression, and brain fog, while a healthy gut contributes to emotional stability, mental clarity, and sharper memory,